Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this virtual space where I will be leading a calm abiding meditation and a Tara who dispels epidemics practice, specifically the practice of Jetsun Droma Ritu Loma Gyunma. This is a manifestation of Tara who has the capacity to dispel epidemics and their causes. So I'm Lama Dundrup, and if we've not met before, I am a Lama at the Sukha City Foundation, which is in Fairfax, California. We're a Shangpa Kagyu center. And we have transitioned our classes and meditations online. And so I'm doing this practice every Tuesday and Friday on Facebook Live at 8:15 a.m. Pacific time. And we also have on Wednesday evenings, Lama Tashi is leading a Tonglen meditation. And you can find, this is on Zoom, and you can find a link for that on the Sukha City Facebook page or sukhacity.org. And we also have on Zoom meditation class on Monday night and a Lujong and meditation on Tuesday and Thursday morning. And all of those Zoom links can be found on sukhacity.org or Sukha City's Facebook page. And just one other thing I'd like to let you know about, beginning on Sunday, the 26th, I'll be starting the first of 6 weeks of a series called Sukha City Sundays. And in that series, we spend Sunday mornings practicing together from 9 a.m. to 1:15 a.m. 1:15 p.m., excuse me. And that period of time is divided into 3 segments. In the first segment from 8 o'clock, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, we do the Tara who dispels epidemics practice. And then we have a short break. And then from 10:15 to 11:30 a.m., I will be giving a teaching on the 5 wisdoms and working with difficult emotions. And in that teaching, I'm giving a specific focus to the female Buddhas. And that teaching is centered around the 5 Buddha families. And of course, we'll be working with the 5 male Buddhas. And I'm also trying to bring into the foreground the female Buddhas. And then we have a break. And then from 12 p.m. to 1:15 p.m., we'll be doing the medicine Buddha practice. And I just gave a teaching on that this past weekend, 2 days. And these teachings are available by recording. So if you are interested in participating in the Medicine Buddha Puja practice that will be happening beginning on Sunday for 6 consecutive weeks, you can look on sukhacity.org or Sukha City's Facebook page and look into having access to those recordings so that you can have the teachings and then participate in the practice. So today, what we're doing now is a calm by the Tara who dispels epidemics practice. And I see some friends are joining. Hello, Leslie and Andy, Jeannie. Thank you for joining me this morning. So I have been introducing in the past 2 sessions the 3 essential aspects for developing our generation and completion stage practice. And so today I want to introduce the 3rd. So these are referred to as Sel Dak Ten Sum in Tibetan. And the first of these is clear appearance. The second is recollecting purity. And the third is stable confidence. So just a brief review. Clear appearance, or Sel, is when we put forth our best effort to have the visualization appear brilliantly and precise and clear. And this is a direct reflection of how stable our shamatha is, or how quiet the mind is, how much we're resting in non-distraction. It's like when the water of a lake or an ocean, when it becomes still, it can perfectly reflect whatever is passing over it. And likewise, when the mind is very still, then this visualization, which is springing forth from mind, can appear brilliantly and clearly. So this is clear appearance. The second is recollecting purity. And there's two aspects to this. One is maintaining pure view. And then the other is recognizing that everything that arises from awakened mind. And because of this, it's intrinsically pure and it's meaningful. There's a significance to every appearance. So we did a review of that. So we maintain pure view by viewing ourself, our environment, all sound, all thoughts, all feelings as being primordially pure. And so when we're doing a practice of Tara, we are viewing, experiencing ourself and all beings as a manifestation of compassion that's arising in the form of Tara. So a manifestation of boundless compassion, compassion that is not limited by bias and fixation on self and other. And our environment we perceive as Tara's pure land. So we see it as this exquisite landscape with lush trees and plants and flowers with exquisite scents. There are flowing rivers. We hear the sound of the water, of a waterfall. We hear the songs of birds. It's just very inviting and beautiful and exquisite. You can imagine everything is adorned with jewels and is radiant. And everything we experience, everything that we see, everything we hear and smell, it's all, it's translucent, it's transparent, it appears like a rainbow. It's made of light, but we can't touch it. And so we experience all sound is the sound of, or we can think of it as Tara's wisdom and compassion arising as vibration and sound. The way we normally hear it is that we experience all sounds as the sounds of Tara's mantra. And then we experience all movement of our mind as the movement, the compassionate movement of Tara's awakened mind. And so everything that we are experiencing on a regular basis it's all the radiance of mind. And so because of this, everything that arises out of mind is primordially pure, ultimately. We don't always experience it that way, but ultimately it's pure. And so because of this, everything that arises out of mind, arises out of compassion, has a very specific intent and is meaningful and significant. And so the way that we incorporate that into the practice is that we recollect the meaning of what we're visualizing. So every aspect of, in this case, Tara, has a very specific reason and symbolic meaning behind its arising. So I'll be going through that as we're doing the practice. And then today I wanted to introduce that third aspect that is essential for cultivating a deep practice of generation and completion stage practices. And this is stable confidence. We most frequently see it translated as divine pride or Vajra pride. But essentially what it is confidence that and conviction. It's that when we're doing the practice, it's not that I'm visualizing myself as Tara and I'm visualizing this is her pure land, I'm hearing the sound as her mantra. It's not that we're just doing that, but we actually are that. We are Tara. It is actually happening. You are a manifestation of Tara, having stable confidence and conviction in that. Having stable conviction that all of your surroundings are her pure land, etc. So it's having complete conviction and pure view. Having complete conviction that all awakened qualities are complete and that you are a manifestation of them. We habitually think of ourselves in an ordinary way and as this being who exists independent of everything else that we're experiencing. And so this is ordinary pride. It is that fundamental ignorance, that fundamental mistake of moving, categorizing things as self and other, and then labeling things with thoughts, name identifications, names, and then moving into thoughts about them. So when we're in that relationship, we're in what's called ordinary pride. And so what we're doing in doing these practices is that we're replacing ordinary pride with confidence, conviction that is stable, having this Vajra confidence. Vajra is an indestructible confidence, unshakable confidence that who you are is primordially pure, and you are a manifestation in this moment of boundless compassion. So when we're doing the practice, we let go of a sense of self and other. We let go of subject and object, perceiver and perceived. And we let go of all of the desire and the aversion and all the thoughts that come along with that. We're freeing ourselves of the limitation of that perspective. As soon as we move into this relationship of self and other, it's like we've been in this vast open expanse, and as soon as we make that distinction, we just put up these solid walls. So this dualistic perspective and this ordinary pride is basically the definition of limitation. And so what we're doing is letting those walls down, that false view down, and having complete conviction that we are manifesting as Tara, as compassion. So these are the three fundamental, essential aspects of generation and completion stage practice. So I would like to move directly into the practice so we can have a good amount of time for mantra and sitting. So we want to find a way to sit that allows you to be upright, allows you to be alert, but also allows you to be relaxed. And whenever we do a practice, it's good to begin with some cleansing breaths. So we'll do a simple 3 cleansing breath process. So first you're going to completely exhale all of this stale air from the body. And then we're going to inhale, and on the inhalation, you're going to breathe in 5 colored light. Imagine that completely pervading your body. And on the exhalation, we are going to exhale all obstacles, all illness, any defilement, any stain. We're going to exhale anything that's ordinary. And basically, we're breathing in indestructibility, this in the form of 5 colored light, and exhaling anything that obstructs us, anything that limits us on the path. So again, we want to readjust the posture, making sure that your central channel is as straight as possible. With the shoulders open. And we're going to begin by chanting the refuge prayer 3 times, which you can find posted in the comments along with the Tara practice. We're going to chant the refuge prayer 3 times, taking refuge in our true, primordially pure and radiant nature, and as well as taking refuge in truth and the teachings of truth, and also taking refuge in the community that supports us, whether that community is on a relative level of family and friends and spiritual friends, or on the level of bodhisattvas who have already awakened and they are supporting us on our path. We're leaning back into that source of refuge. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the accumulation of merit and wisdom, may I awaken for the benefit of all beings. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the accumulation of merit and wisdom, may I awaken for the benefit of all beings. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the accumulation of merit and wisdom, may I awaken for the benefit of all beings. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings have no suffering nor the causes of suffering. May all beings have the supreme bliss which is free from all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity which is free from all attachment and aversion. Okay, so allowing your arms or your hands to rest evenly, either both on your knees or both in a meditation mudra or gesture in your lap. Again, with the chest and shoulders open, breathing in some energy into the arms so that they're not laying flat against the body. Allowing the chin to slightly tuck down and allowing your gaze to be soft and directed downwards without any fixation on any object. And you can allow your tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth. And as we begin this practice of calm abiding, of shamatha, we're going to set the intention to let go of thoughts of the past, all activity of the mind related to the future, and even letting go of all thoughts, all judgments, any conceptual activity about the present. And we are going to do our best to come into direct contact with our experience without any bias, without any commentary. And to help us do that, we're going to use the breath as a meditation object. So we'll let go of those thoughts with the 3 ringings of the bell. So if you find your attention from the morning has been focused up in the head, just allow that awareness to sort of melt down into your entire body so that your attention is evenly spread throughout the body. You can take a moment just to check in on the state of your body where you might be holding some tension, where anything feels blocked. And just allow that to relax. Allow your body to be supported by the earth element, feeling your legs or your feet, whichever is touching the floor, feeling those resting on the ground. And becoming aware of the wind element as it moves through your body. As you inhale and exhale. And become aware of that movement of the breath, particularly in the subnavel region, so that we are drawing the subtle wind down and our attention down low in the body, about 3 or 4 finger widths below the navel, resting our attention in the energy center there, which is in the center of our body, just in front of the spine. And we'll direct our attention to the breath there, following the movement of the breath as we inhale and exhale, and resting in open awareness in any gap that may occur between the breaths. And so then when you find that you become distracted by thought or feelings or sensations of any kind, simply let go of grabbing a hold of those or let go of pushing those away. Just let go, let them be, and bring your attention back to the subnavel center, resting in non-distraction. So we're allowing the luminosity of the mind to radiate in the form of sounds, sensations, and thoughts. But we are not grasping onto them. We're not pushing them away or drawing them towards us. But resting with all the sense doors open and resting with our minds concentrated, resting in ease, with our attention directed to the breath at the subnavel center. And now we'll direct our attention to the exhalation. And with each exhalation, gradually let go of attention to the subnavel center and allow your awareness to open in every direction. And it's not so much that we're pushing our awareness out, but it's more like we're turning a light on and realizing that we're actually in this vast open space. We're not actually in a room, but we are in an infinite expanse of space. And as you're doing this, you can allow your gaze to rise until you're looking upward Just slightly angled, your eyes slightly angled upwards. And then on the next exhalation, just let go of attention to the breath and allow your mind to be absorbed in this vast expanse of awareness. This awareness that is filled with potential. And then the compassionate aspect of mind begins to move, and it radiates forth. And imagine that a fully blossomed lotus springs forth in the sky in front of you, springs forth from awareness. This lotus is made of light. It's three-dimensional. And on top of it instantly appears a flat, luminous disk of the moon. And then we direct our attention just above the moon disk. And a drop of saffron colored light instantly appears, a little sphere of light that is radiant and brilliant. And then imagine that that little sphere of light instantly changes into Tara, who dispels epidemics. Rita Loma Gyunma. She has a body that's made of light and is saffron in color. Her left leg is drawn in close, and her right leg is slightly extended as she is fully committed to quickly leap up to come to help us the moment that we call on her. Her right hand is in the mudra of generosity. So the back of the hand is resting on the right knee with the palm facing upwards. And then her thumb and her ring finger are holding, at her heart center, they are holding the stem of a lotus. And this lotus is blossoming next to her left ear. And this lotus is blue. And on top of that lotus rests this round or spherical container, this vessel that holds medicinal substances. She has two eyes that are looking at you and looking at all beings with care and compassion, concern for your well-being, particularly your health. Her hair is black and silky, and part of it is bound in a top knot on top of her head, and the rest of it is flowing down her back and shoulders. And she's adorned with 5 different silks. There is a piece of silk that is tying a crown to her head, a crown that has 5 jewels that are white, blue, yellow, red and green in color. So there's a piece of silk that ties this crown to her head. There's another piece of silk that's attached to her top knot that's flowing down her back. She has an upper garment, a garment around her upper body that's made of silk. And she has 2 layers of a lower garment made of silk. And she has bangles at her ankles, at her wrists, and at her elbows. These are all made of gold and adorned with jewels. Her lower garment is bound at her waist by a golden belt. She has necklaces that are 3 lengths. She has a short necklace that rests close to her neck, a medium necklace about halfway down her chest, and then a long necklace that goes all the way down to the subnavel center. And she wears golden earrings. And you can imagine that there's a vertical disk of the moon behind her that supports her back. And she is exquisite, radiating light in all directions. She's compassion, boundless compassion, manifesting in this form, this feminine form of awakened mind. Now direct your attention to her heart center and imagine that light radiates out in all directions, making offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, this light also completely purifies you and all beings and the environment. And this light also is radiating as an invitation for Tara's wisdom body, her body, speech, and mind to arise here and to merge with our visualization. So this light radiates forth, inviting her wisdom mind. And imagine that an infinite number of Taras begins to rain down, of all sizes, looking like the Tara that's in the sky in front, and they rain down and melt into her. And as this process happens, she radiates even more brilliantly. And we can rest with confidence, with stable conviction that Tara is present with us. Her awakened body, awakened speech, and awakened mind are here. We can have conviction that we are resting, we are sitting in her pure land. And thinking this, we'll chant the homage to her, which is on the practice page in the comments. Homage to her whose 2 eyes shine with the luminosity of the sun and moon, who dispels virulent epidemics with 2 hara and with 2 tara. And imagine that her mantra begins to vibrate and resonate in the heart, in her heart center. And as this happens, light begins to radiate out. So this is a vibration of her wisdom and compassion. And as this light begins to radiate out, it radiates specifically from her right eye. The light of the sun radiates forth from her right eye, completely dispelling epidemics, You can think in this case specifically COVID-19 and its causes. Dispels fevers, any contagious disease, viruses. And imagine that from her left eye, the light of the moon radiates forth as a stream of nectar. And this nectar flows forth, and it flows into the crown of your head, filling your body. It flows into the crown of every being's head, filling their bodies and healing all illness, bringing ease and relaxation, and bringing a deep sense of well-being. And we'll imagine this as we chant her mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. So continue chanting the mantra. Continue to see the light of the sun radiating forth from her right eye, completely dispelling COVID-19 and its causes. See the light of the moon radiate forth from her left eye as nectar. The light of the moon flows as nectar into you and to all beings, healing all illness, bringing well-being and ease. And you can imagine this simultaneously over the entire global community. You can imagine this over specific regions or specific people. And as you're chanting the mantra, do your best to visualize Tara as clearly as you can. And more than anything else, have complete conviction that she's appearing in the sky in front, and this is truly happening. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture Nama Tare Mano Hara Hum Hara Svaha. Om Tare Ture. So you can now continue to chant the mantra at your own pace. You want to make sure, no matter how quietly you're doing this, that there's always breath moving over the vocal cords. Visualizing Tara clearly in the sky in front. She radiates light from her right eye, the light of the sun, which completely dispels COVID-19 and its causes. And the light of the moon flows from her right eye as nectar, flowing to you and to all beings, bringing well-being, healing on every level, and ease. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mana Hara Hum. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Nama Tare Mana Om Tare Tu Tare Om Tare Tu Tare Ture. Om Tare Tu Tare. Om Tare Tu Tare. And we're going to pause the mantra for a moment. And we're now going to go through a process of arising as Tara. So you can imagine that the Tara in the sky in front dissolves into a drop, a tiny sphere of saffron-colored light that's utterly radiant. And this sphere of light comes over to the top of your head, enters your crown chakra, the energy center at the crown of your head, and begins to descend down your central channel. And it arrives at your heart center. And it begins to radiate out in all directions. And this light reveals this ordinary form that grasps and pushes away things, and this leads to suffering. It reveals that ordinary form as a manifestation of boundless compassion. So it reveals your true nature, which is arising as Tara who dispels epidemics. So you are Jetsun Droma Ritu Loma Gyunma. You are boundless compassion arising in a female form. You're sitting on a fully blossomed lotus and moon disk, which is made of light. Your body is made of light. Your left leg is drawn in towards you, indicating that you have renounced conflicting emotions. Your right leg is slightly extended, indicating that you are ready to leap to the aid of benefit of beings the moment that they call. Your right hand rests in the mudra of generosity, with the back of your hand resting on your right knee with the palm up, indicating that you have the capacity and the commitment to benefit beings, to give beings whatever they need on both a relative level and an ultimate level. Your left hand is held at your heart center with your thumb and ring finger pressed together, and you're holding the stem of a lotus, which is blue. The lotus itself is blue, and it's blossoming next to your left ear. And this coming together of your thumb and ring finger represent wisdom and compassion arising inseparably. Phenomena and their true nature arising inseparably. And those other three fingers, which are standing vertically, represent the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And on top of that lotus next to your left ear is a round vessel, which is gold in color, and it holds medicinal substances. You're adorned with silks and jewels, indicating that you've completely attained the 13 stages of awakening, which includes full awakening. And in particular, you're wearing a crown, and this crown is a crown of the 5 Buddha families, indicating that you've completely recognized all the disturbing emotions to be wisdom. And we're going to chant the mantra, so your wisdom and compassion is going to arise as sound. And from your right eye, the light of the sun is going to radiate forth, completely dispelling COVID-19 and its causes. And from your left eye, the light of the moon will flow forth as nectar, bringing healing, well-being, and ease to all beings. Om Tari Tu Tari Tu Nam Tari Mana Om Tari Tu Tari Tu Om Tari Tu Tari Tu Nam Tari Mana Om Tari Tu Tari Tu So having complete, as you chant the mantra, you can continue chanting the mantra, having complete conviction, this Vajra-like, indestructible confidence that you are Tara, you are boundless compassion that has this capacity to heal, has the capacity to dispel the most virulent epidemic. Having complete conviction that we are residing in the pure realm of Tara, and it's utterly exquisite with trees and birds and flowers, jewels glistening. And everything that we hear is Tara's wisdom and compassion arising in the form of sound. Om Tai Tu Tai Tu. Om Tai Tu Tai Tu Nam Tara Mana. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Nama Tare Mano Hara Om Hara Svaha. So let's take a moment just to experience yourself as Tara, feeling the impact of that mantra on your being. And now we're going to imagine that this whole environment dissolves into light. Tara's Pure Land dissolves into light and dissolves into all beings who are arising as Tara. And then all beings that are arising as Tara dissolve into light and dissolve into you. And then you begin to dissolve into light, moving from the lotus beneath you, moving upwards, and from the top knot of your hair, moving downwards until you arrive in the heart center, and all that remains is a sphere of saffron colored light in your heart center. And then that sphere of light, which is radiating brilliantly in all directions, gets smaller and smaller until it too dissolves into space. And we'll take a moment to rest our minds in their natural state. And then in an instant, we re-arise as Tara. So having complete conviction that you truly are this manifestation of compassion that in this case has the capacity to completely dispel and heal any epidemic and its causes. And that our entire environment is the Pure Land of Tara. Every being that arises is this feminine manifestation of compassion. And we will dedicate the merit of our practice, so any benefit that arises from the practice that we do together, we freely share this with all beings so that they may be liberated from every form of suffering. Through this goodness, may awakening spontaneously arise in our streams of being. May all obscurations and distortions fall away. May all beings be liberated from suffering and the stormy waves of birth, sickness, old age, and death. So thank you for joining me today, my Tara friends. And I encourage you to do this practice as much as you can between now and when we meet again on Friday. Imagining yourself having complete conviction that you are Tara, all beings are Tara, and we all have this innate capacity to completely dispel epidemics, to heal, to rest at ease, and have a deep sense of well-being. So may that be your experience. I'll see you on Friday.